So we're sat outside the church in Long Melford, but obviously this is part of the Chadbrook Benefice.
We have Holy Trinity Church where we are today, which is the main church in Long Melford, and we have St Catherine's, which is also part of Long Melford. And then we have also in the Benefice we have Alfeton and Shimpling and Lawshall. So it's quite a diverse area. The Lawshall, Alfeton and Shimpling are more rural, small villages, whereas Long Melford is that sort of border between village and town, really. Yeah, we have regular services across the Benefice, but Holy Trinity is the sort of Sunday 10:30 focus. And then we have a really thriving 4 o'clock community, which has sort of really grown with the ministry of the children's workers and with Nicky Lawson over the last 3 or 4 years. And that's Messy Church in the school, Forest Church, Wild Church, Bubble Church on the glebe land, just a range of lovely worshipping in different spaces and meeting different people.
I suppose young people are attending those, but also bringing their families, their parents, their grandparents into the community. We have
a youth singing group in Lawshall, Sing Lawshall, which has been
Sing Lawshall,
which has had, which is a very small village, had 30 children and parents joining for a 4 o'clock service, which is absolutely delightful. And yes, when we have Messy Church, sometimes we hold it in the school and we have a meal, and it's very much widening a view of what worship is, and sort of collective eating and sharing and support in the community.
And the schools around here, how many of them are Church of England schools? And
so we have a Church of England primary school in the village.
Right.
Yeah, but the secondary schools aren't.
No, and you have good contact with them?
Really good contact with them, and we Easter service and Christmas services are held here, and we worship with the children in school as well. So.
And the well-being of the community, I mean, this is what might be perceived, certainly Long Melford, as one of the wealthier parts of the county, but we all know that money does not necessarily bring happiness or life free of challenge, but then obviously there is poverty as well. So how do you deliver faith through action against some of those challenges?
Well, I think the 4 o'clock community is helping in that, in terms of it just not worship not being, and the church not being seen just as the building at the top of the green on the hill.
Beautiful though it is.
Stunning, absolutely gorgeous, but it is not just, church is way more than that. And so some of the outreach work of the 4 o'clock community, some of the ministry that goes on behind the scenes in terms of visiting people, building connections with community groups across the Benefice is really important as well. So supporting the food bank, storehouse.
So opportunity, I'd say straight to the camera. What do you want to say to anybody in this area that might be considering walking up this path and perhaps towards the church? What would you say to them?
I'd probably say take the next step. Yeah, I think we're a friendly bunch, and there's a diversity of different worship styles. So there's something in the mix that fits with most people, I think.
It feels so much to me in this world as we sit now, that there is so little stability, there is so little certainty, there's breakdowns in trust and honesty and just knowing what the truth is. And perhaps now is a good time to step towards something that has been a trusted part of our society for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's also a little bit like when we were having our earlier conversations around vocation. You don't have to know why you're going into a building or why you're going to join a group. You don't have to, believe absolutely everything or have any huge degree of certainty. It's just if you feel drawn or if you feel it might be beneficial, just come along.